Ready? Right, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name's Dale, this is Carview Honey. If not, this is still Carview Honey and I'm still Dale. This hive had a new queen put in it 5-6 weeks ago now. Since then that split's been split again, so I've now got 4 hives. They accepted this queen really well. It took her a couple of weeks to get laying, but I came in here, checked last weekend, and yeah, she pretty much filled it up with brood, barring 3-4 frames. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go in, just do a weekly swarm management check, see if they're filling up any honey, which would be good, although it's been not the greatest weather, so I'm not planning on too much. But yeah, as long as they're not planning on doing anything crazy on me, I'm going to do something to try and stop them swarming. So I've got a fresh brood box indoors, and I'll explain what's going to happen if and when it comes to it. So let's go and have a look at these guys, see if they're still doing as good as they was last week. Let's see if they're filling this up with anything before we do anything. A little bit. Yeah, they're filling that up now. Right, it's good. This bee's covering most frames in here as well, so very full hive. It's good. Queen I got was from Lawrence of Black Mountain Honey. She's a bit of a monster. She filled it up within a couple of weeks, completely filled it up. I said it did take her a couple of weeks to get laying, but once she got going, I won't bore you with a full inspection. We'll go through, we'll find the queen. Hopefully there's no swarm cells, so we won't have to show you any of them. And then we'll move on to what we're doing to stop these guys from swarming. Hopefully stop them from swarming. Right, there's the queen. Just get her pinned down a minute. Right, so now we've got her to one side, we're going to get through these guys a bit quicker. I'll show you her before we put her in a new box in a minute. Just quickly checking for any queen cells. Been none yet. Right, give these guys a quick smoke. What I've got to do is go run inside, grab a box quickly. I've got it all ready, so. Right, so these guys are filled right up. As far as I can see, there's no swarm cells. There's a few play cups, nothing's been laid in them yet, but there's definitely no swarm cells. I've got the queen under a cage, and I've got a brand new brood box that I made a couple of days ago with fresh foundation. So I'm a bit out of breath because I just legged it to the house with this because I didn't want to leave a queen under the cage for too long. What you want to do, I'm just going to do a demaree with these guys. You want to separate the brood box from the floor. Queen's still under the cage, so bees aren't going to be happy with you doing this, but it will be worth it. Move that over there. New brood box, frame out the middle. Get this frame. It's a frame brood with a queen on. See if we can show you a minute. Hopefully they move out of the way enough for you to see her in there, but I'm not going to stress them out too much. Right. She's probably gone down already. Hoping she hasn't just flown off. No, there she is. Then you need to put your queen excluder back on. This might look a bit crazy, and it's the first time I'm doing this, so it is a bit crazy. Spare frame of foundation. You're going to drop in the middle of this hive. And then you want to build this back up. Get off. Then put your supers back on. Followed by another queen excluder. And then, if you've got a bad back, this isn't the best bit about beekeeping, but then you need to lift this big heavy box all the way up to the top. You can do this without a queen excluder, but I will explain to you why I'm putting a queen excluder on it in a second. Right, let's get these closed up, let them calm down a minute, then we'll come back and we'll explain exactly what we've done and why we've done it. Right, we'll let the bees sort themselves out a minute, then we'll come back out and we'll go through what we've done and why we've done it. And anyone wondering, I don't know if I've said it or not already, because that was a bit crazy. As you see, it's bees everywhere, but it's called a demaree. If you're already beekeepers, you probably know why you do it. If you don't, hang on and I'll tell you why. Right, so what we've done there is a demaree. It's basically a way of artificial swarming. I don't want these bees to swarm. They filled the brood box up completely now. I lost a swarm last year, and this year I'm trying to do whatever I can to stop that from happening. Let's get these off, it's bloody roasting. I'll keep my veil on because there's still a few bees, angry bees flying around my face. It's quite an invasive thing. Oh. So yeah, what you need to do is you need a brood box full of bees, absolutely full to the brim of bees, filling up a couple of supers, not full of bees, but with bees covering a lot of the frames, putting honey into them, and no swarm cells. I'll say swarm cells as in bees waiting to swarm. If you found a supersedure cell or something, you probably would get away with doing this. So it's only my second year, so don't hold me to that. And I hope I've done everything right. So you've gone through the brood box, you found a queen on a frame of brood. Keep her to one side, go through the rest of the hive and make sure there's no swarm cells, queen cells, swarm cells. If there isn't, you need to get a brand new brood box, take a frame out, put a frame with the queen on, full of brood as well, into the new hive with the rest of the frames as foundation. Then you want to put a queen excluder on that, your original supers back on, as much space as you can get away with without giving them too much space, because we're in Cornwall and the weather's not looking, it's warm, but it's not looking great for the next couple of days, although 2 or 3 days time we're up 16, 17 degrees then for a week, so this should be fine. So then put both supers back over the queen excluder, over a new brood box with your queen in it and fresh foundation, and then you want to lift your original brood box right the way to the top with a queen excluder under that. Say you want to put a queen excluder under that, you can do it without, as long as you're 100% sure that you're not going to have any emerging queens in the top box. You are going to have to come back over the next 2-3 weeks, go through that top box and knock down any queen cells, any swarm cells and everything, and make sure that there is nothing going to emerge in that. Otherwise they will swarm. They'll take your old queen with you. If the new queen's trapped upstairs, even a virgin queen, they'll take the old queen and half the bees and half your honey, and you'll lose the swarm anyway. It's just going to be a lot bigger. Hopefully from doing this, with the weather that we've got coming, I'm going to maximise on the honey as well. The spring's been rubbish here, so I'm hoping that by doing this, I've got full brood box at the top now, and then within a couple of weeks, they should have drawn out and she should have filled up the whole bottom brood box with brood as well. So once 6-week cycles go past and all of that emerges, then there should be a couple more supers in between this as well. I hope I've explained that right. I'm 99.9% sure that I've done that right. If anyone thinks otherwise, feel free to put a comment and tell me. I followed Lawrence's steps from Black Mountain Honey. I'm pretty sure I followed them to the T, although for me it might be a bit more chaotic because I've never done it before. With him, he just makes it look easy, but I think I've done everything right. Not quite sure how long that's going to have taken, so if it didn't take too long, we'll put in the end of this video me coming back and taking down the queen cells next week. If not, I'll do that as a separate video, coming back over a couple of weeks, taking all of them down and just showing you exactly how many bees are going to be in this colony. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that, and see you next time.